my family has been focusing on transitioning wealth from one generation to the next. We actually had a weekend seminar, a weekend on Saturday, with my sisters from Michigan, my cousin from Illinois, and another cousin in Maryland that actually has a law firm with about 10 sisters on it who are doing nothing but focusing on this issue. I'll send you a link.
Wow. Awesome.
I'll send you.
Definitely send that information. I would love to read about that.
We're trying. I mean, and pandemic forced all of us to try and get our wills together. So we got our wills and working on other kinds of instruments and stuff that can pass on wealth. So we're dealing with this. But I thank you, because most people are not doing it. I'm going to get you that link, but this is so important. It's just so important.
Listen, they don't want to talk about it, Bob. We're making people talk about it. Like, it's just, it has to start being a conversation. You have to make a conversation, because you have to, people are resisting it because they equate it with death, something that everybody, okay, we are going to die, but you need to plan. They need to, and that's why we come on, and that's definitely the reason why I hired Attorney Wilson, because they need to hear some of these stories.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these stories of how people are fighting, and it's nightmare story. Simply when you could have just made the will and said, "Hey, this is my last will until I'll be dead, but make sure to your executor, this is what's going on. I'm not going to have you all fighting over, just making it confusing. Sometimes I have to reassign assign an administrator that costs your estate. Why should you make your estate lose money when you could just simply on a piece of a written document that lists your assets, lists who you want them to go to, sign it, make sure it's notarized, and a self-proven affidavit, and then and because once you die, you don't have no control.
And Bob, I talk about this all the time. This is something I give presentations and lectures on a lot. And now I'm going to take your idea about that family conference and pretend like I thought of it all by myself.
And the other thing is that once you get people from my generation to do it, then they bring
baby boomers.
Or they're bringing all the kids with them.
We get the baby boomers to do it. We're gonna bring in all of our kids, which is about 25 kids, and we're gonna have another conference with them and tell them they got to get ready too. And
wow. So that is good. That is really good.
Listen, because Bob, did you know, like within the next 25 years, $68 trillion of assets,
more money than ever before is gonna
ever in the history of America.
Exactly.
In the history,
I didn't know it was that much, but I knew it was a lot of money.
Yeah, 68 trillion. And listen, first of all, the baby boomers got to make their will, but they need to educate the millennials because they need to know what to do with the will.
They don't have any idea. They're going to blow it.
Oh, yes.
Education. But I mean, we've educated them enough and brought them along, and they're the best educated generation we have.
That's right.
Still,
I'm a millennial.
But their focus is someplace else.
I agree with you completely, Sharon. It's somewhere else. It's not where it needs to be. And this is all biblical, and we need to bring it to the forefront.
It sure is all biblical.
It's all biblical.
The office been here since the 1600s. I'm trying to say, when did it get to a point that people didn't even realize they need to make a will? Because we certainly store hundreds of thousands of documents with William Penn, Ben Franklin, wills and trusts. So when did it get to the point that wasn't, and that's what I really wanted to ask Dr. Hyde too, but I'll get him because we was so involved with the violence, as I wanted to know, they need to incorporate estate planning in school.
Madam Register, let me just say, what you're doing is phenomenal. It needs to reach every child in our school system. It needs to reach all of our citizens. It needs to reach every church. So I don't know how much energy you have, but I'm so pleased that you're doing this, and anything we can do to support you, but anything I can personally do to support you is just wisdom. It's just wisdom. So I thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, well, listen, you're going to share that because we're going to make sure, we might even bring your family on so we can just discuss the process, because I'm sure it was some of the members at first was like,
Oh, you should. I have a big sister. You should see my big sister. Don't y'all ever tell her this. I got my dolls, and I haven't even counted them. You know, these are expensive. I said, just forget about this. Worry about your child. Sister,
let me just tell you, I can't determine what you think is your valuable asset.
That's
Those
true.
dials, listen, you never know, they could be worth a lot of money too, but I'm saying, but that's her asset. And I always tell people, stamps, all them pictures in your phones, all the information, your digital information, you need to, you need to say in your will, look, I want you to, here's all my passwords, shut down all my, listen, I have family members that social media is still up. Sometimes I'll tag it and they've been there.
Same thing. My wife wants, passwords, all that stuff we need to do. But it's very common. I have a lot of stuff I saved from Washington. That things signed by the president and the attorney general and photographs on. Hey, I said, this is my collection. I'm gonna give it here.
No, I had it too. I collected some stuff from when Obama. It might not be worth nothing now, but I guess 2 or 3 generations. Come on, it was worth something to me because it was a historic moment in my history, just like my pictures and stuff. And because people know I love it. Pictures, but I'm saying your asset, we don't determine what your asset is. You can determine what your asset is, your jewelry. Who do you want? Because they were going to fight over your jewelry, your clothes, furniture. It gets very ugly. And
I've seen it happen.
And it does not have to be an ugly thing. It doesn't. You went. I always said, Sharon always likes this analogy. You bought a car, you got car insurance. You bought a house, homeowners insurance, disability insurance, life insurance, so that they bury you. You need to get that will. That's the insurance to protect your generational wealth. Please, guys, make the will and have a good night. We're gonna meet once we can get back through the code, Robert. Okay.
Okay. Very good.
And tell Larry I said hello.
I will.
Thank you, Ernie.
You're welcome.